drives your life, it's crass, etc.
It's not very... The thing about this song, I mean, it's obviously very memorable. A lot of people know this song who don't know Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
But whereas everything else on the album is incredibly perceptive, this doesn't seem perceptive to me. It seems very...
Obvious.
But is that a reflection? Are they giving themselves an out by saying, well, that's what money is, really? People who are obsessed with money are very shallow and very surface, so we can do a surface song here.
Yeah, and in true Pink Floyd fashion, of course, it was the big hit single, and it's the one everybody knows. It's
and they made a
big
lot of money from it.
Yeah. And they're now all millionaires.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost so shallow, it's not really worth going through the lyrics, in my opinion.
Yeah. I was certainly in the right.
Apart from, but if you ask for a raise, it's no surprise that they're giving none away. I mean...
I used to think it was they give it all away, and I always thought that was... Okay.
Some of these lyrics are timeless.
It's funny, some of this I don't hear. The Geezer was cruising for a bruising, which I've read. I don't hear it. Isn't that strange?
Yeah, it doesn't...
I've never heard a 5-1 or anything like that, though. I mean, I don't know, I was really drunk at the time. Roger Waters does say his only regret with The Wall is that there's no humour. And there is humour in Dark Side of the Moon. In some of the things are quite funny when he gets that quite right.
And I genuinely don't know if it's... It might be that I just wasn't interested.
It's possible.
I mean, if you got me a G.I. Joe, I would have played with it for like a minute and gone, oh, this is...
What's just a figure.
What can I do with this?
Well, everybody wanted... Well, Transformers, because they're Transformers, but Zoids...
Zoids were good. Actually, I had a couple of Zoids.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zoids.
I think Lego kind of faded away quite young, actually. I think we had the...
I always liked Lego.
The Lego Technic stuff was awesome, and then that was sort of stopped, I think, when I think I had a toy phase, I think that's where it is.
Yeah.
Which was actually probably not very long, and then it was computers. I remember selling toys to get computers. That's where most of them went.
Actually, the kind of things I would get would be a chemistry set. And I'd love that.
We had a big chemistry set. But so it felt like we only used it a bit, you know?
Yeah.
Quite a big thing, and
I did more.
It had a little oil lamp, which I just thought was...
Yeah, a little spirit burner.
Yeah.
Methylated spirits.
And I know what Meths was. Us and Them. Very special song.
Yeah. Us and Them, and after all, we're only ordinary men. Me and you.
Me and you, we're separate, we're different.
This is obviously a theme that he teased out for The Wall. I mean, this is The Wall, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Separation. And I think it's a sort of... It's a little bit more than that. It's the political angle to it. Us and them.
Oh, yeah, but it is. It has... fundamentally, that's politics right there, isn't it, really? We're different. How do we draw the lines? God only knows it's not what we would choose to do. Oh, but we have to. We have to. Do we? Well, we should say, all our moaning, we are incredibly lucky, etc., etc., that we don't actually relate to this song. It's only from a distance. It's only from news. It's only from reading about the ridiculousness of World War One and etc.
Forward he cried from the rear, and the front ran died.
General sat and the lines on the map moved from side to side. I got this bit, no, I want it, I got... Well, I'm not stopping till he stops. Well, I'm not stopping till he stops.
I mean, it does encapsulate futility quite well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's that scene from Blackadder.
Yeah, that's exactly somehow that. Yeah, that was almost a disaster, that scene. In that they had no time left and they had to run from the last scene to this set, which none of them had actually seen. The BBC people had made the set ready, and they were like, "Oh God, what's this? It's terrible." There's like the audience, and there's just this like bit of land they've got to run across. So they did the scene, the last bit of them talking, which is brilliant, and then they all ran forward and fell over. And you can see the outtakes of Rowan Atkinson getting up, just look happy. And they basically they thought, "Oh, I've ruined Blackadder, what are we going to do?" And all they did was slow it down, and then fade to the poppies, and it's like the most famous thing in the whole of Blackadder.
Yeah.
They should never have made any more. They should have drawn a line. I don't say that very often. Do you remember the dome? The Millennium Dome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went to the Millennium Dome.
Did you? Oh, I've never been there.
This is one of Tony Blair's bizarre ego things, I think.
Actually, I'm sure it was proposed by Michael Heseltine, you know.
Heseltine?
Yeah. I think it was obviously followed through by...
Fascinating, that is.
By Tony Blair.
Yeah. But, well, a very strange place. But I went there because there was a new episode of Blackadder, which was not available anywhere else. Blackadder back and forth. So I had to go. I had to do it. I was that much of a fan. It's on DVD now. Never mind. That was it, wasn't it? They didn't make any more. There was the Christmas Carol. That was actually.
Yeah, I never watched that. I've got to go turn the biscuits over.
Oh yeah.
What we're going to do here is we've got the dry mix in there, the flour, the sugar, the baking powder, and we're gently going to introduce the egg.
Gently now.
And what that'll do is it will sort of start bringing it together, but you've got to be a bit gentle with it because you only just want it just about there. You've got to get it quite tacky consistency so when you pick it up it just sort of holds itself together.
Yeah. So I'll do a close up for this bit.
If you want to, yeah.
Yeah, there it goes.
So this is quite a small mixer.
I'll never use anything like that.
So I'm just going to start introducing the egg. There's 2 to 3 eggs in here. You might not have to use it all, you might have to use a little bit more. But you can see, by this is the filling. There's quite a lot there that you've got to get in there. It's quite difficult. And normally, I think what you're supposed to do is do it by hand.
Really. Yeah.
But I mean, that's
not after last time.
No. I mean, because like the chestnuts are actually quite soft.
Right.
I'm not sure they're really appropriate for this, but
I think one year I had some cash, and I think I had 20 quid, which back then was a fair amount of money, you know, plus whatever presents I got as well. And, so I bought a Soda Stream. So that was awesome because we went to the Tesco's in Redditch had just opened, the big Tesco, and the thing I remember about that one, Flash Gordon was on the TV, which I'd never seen, and I was up till 3:30. So I didn't wake up till 3:30. I was up till 3:30. And it was the Soda Stream cordial stuff. It was like.
Well, I'll tell you what I miss a bit about Christmas was the sort of the radio. I think we might speak about this last week. I don't know the radio times or the TV times, getting it and sort of going through and marking all the films that you can watch.
Yeah.
But obviously, there's so much on now. It's not that special. When it used to be 4 channels.
Yes, you didn't have the choice. So the bar was lower. That's the reality.
When Star Wars came on, it was like
Star Wars. That's for Star Wars. Yeah. They've got it on video, but no. I remember first Christmas, not with me family, in Ireland with my wife's family.
Yeah.
That was quite surreal, really. There's 4 children. So obviously Christmas was a thing. There was a real sense of them being on autopilot, you know.
Yeah.
And it was, but that's my only ever white Christmas.
White Christmas.
Yeah, it was in Ireland. It only snowed on that day.
No way. So I'm going to slowly introduce the mix here. You can see it's going to really start to shred in.
Oh, adding nuts is always risky. Insert puns here. I saw a great thing on Facebook. Some kid had drawn a thing. It said, "Stop throwing rubbish on the earth" or something, or "Save the earth" or something like that. It's not Uranus.
Oh yeah, I saw.
That was very good. Get a close up of the mix. That's really nice, actually. And die. So yeah, I mean, you know, who knows which is which and who is who, up and down. In the end, it's only round and round. Doesn't matter where you draw the lines. It doesn't matter who or some them is. It doesn't matter. It means nothing. Listen, someone said the man with the gun. There's room for you inside. What does that mean?
I think it's sort of like they don't care the way that they basically sent everyone to war.
So there's room for you here too, even if you don't like it. I mean, they're not going to kill you, so you've given them a quick, short, sharp shot. They won't do it again.
Dig it? I mean, he got off lightly because I would have given him a thrashing.
I did it once.
There's only a difference of opinion, but really, I mean, good manners don't cost nothing, do they?
Cost nothing. It's only once.
I mean, it is quite fitting. Little,
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's alright, I only punched him in the face once. I go and slap.
Down and out, it can't be helped, but there's a lot of it about with, without, and hold tonight is what the fighting's all about. So he's sort of saying the fight for resources.
Yeah.
Who's got what?
Yeah.
Very political song, really.
Yeah.
Out of the way, it's a busy day. I've got things on my mind. For the want of the price of tea and a slice, the old man died.
Yeah. Is it worth it? No. That's what he's saying, isn't it? Yeah. And now, any colour you like. That's not right, that's not any colour you like. He's showing on part 6 or something. I actually had a read of the history of Christmas and I realised actually I didn't really know that much. There's a lot more to it than I thought. You had Saturnalia in Greece and that became Christmas, I knew that. But for at least 1,000 years it was a sort of... what was? Christmas.
Oh yeah.
It was like a sort of D-Day, like D-Day at school. And if people won't know what that is, basically the kids thought, it started off as like kids being naughty and then became a rumour that you were actually allowed. It was a day at school where you were actually allowed to do what you liked.
Well, there's a film, The Man Who Invented Christmas.
Oh.
Yeah, it's about Charles Dickens and Christmas Carol.
Oh, right.
And if that portrayal is accurate,
yeah.
Christmas wasn't a big thing.
Well, yes, it's a Victorian. So when we say Christmas, it's a Victorian thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was like a thousand years. It was like a sort of free for all punch up where you were allowed to just break into people's houses and steal their stuff and get drunk and smash things up, and that's where the sort of eating too much and all that comes from. That was right from the start. That's what it was. And then that's why the Puritans banned Christmas. They were right, actually. It was terrible. So they were quite right to ban Christmas.
Right, I think this is a bit wet, actually.
So then the Victorians decided, well, actually, but obviously now that they've banned it.
Yeah, they're banning Christmas, aren't
yeah,
they?
that's why you're watching a Christmas special. There's Christmas everywhere. There's no escape. Apart from that, it's banned.
Have you been to the Christmas market in town this year?
No. It's weird actually because this year it's actually warm enough to actually go. It became really popular in Birmingham, didn't it? Everybody was going, and then I think people suddenly realised that it's not enjoyable.
Oh, there's nothing actually there, is there? I mean, you say it's a German market. It's just like food.
Well, I'm sure originally there was German people serving.
Yeah.
And now it's not. It's like, hello, what do you want?
So we went to one store which was selling flavoured coffee beans.
Yeah.
And I said, look, I'm interested, but I need to know how you flavour them because
I could do it with meat.
If I put like syrup, beans with syrup on in my machine, it will kill the machine.
They will do.
And she ain't got a clue how they made it. She just made it up.
I don't know, sorry.
She says that's their trade secret. And I said,
Yeah,
well, no, I've got to know because if I buy it and it kills me, she goes, oh, I'm going to be responsible for that.
Yeah, they're all Monty Python characters, actually. This is the guy going. Ooh.
Okay, just a little bit of kneading there.
Yeah. My biggest problem was that for the last few years it's been so cold. It's been sort of -1, -10, that kind of temperature. So to walk down the street for an hour outside. This year it's actually warm. It's about 10 degrees most of the time, so it's actually warm enough. But I don't want to go. It's just a row of pretty things.
It's sort of really busy. So yeah, you basically cut it in half like that ish,
yeah.
And then you roll it out into a bit of a log. It's about 4 centimetres.
Another euphemism.
This one.
So does it sort of flatten, or are you just rolling it into a different shape than what you normally buy biscotti?
No, I think I'll give it a squash in a sec.
Ah, I see, right. Yeah, because biscotti obviously is
Yeah.
one of those, not one of those, one of those.
And this is the problem, when you've got it a bit sticky, it might stick to the baking parchment.
Euphemism number 4.
And then you whack that in the oven for 30 odd minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they have a jam, and then
Brain damage.
lunatics on grass.
I mean, this was sort of like the instant appeal song to me when I first listened to it.
It's actually the hook song of the album, isn't it? Yeah, people don't
But when you look at it again, it's not quite as insightful as time.
Oh no,
It's just
time is the best thing on there. Yeah.
I mean, this is the humour, isn't it?
Yeah, the humour bit. I mean, obviously, it's the Cambridge thing. Keep off the grass. There's all these perfect. I don't know if it's like that now. I can't believe it's like that now. These little perfect little rectangles of grass with little tiny. Keep off the grass. And this sign saying "keep off the grass." So, you know, that was. I don't know when that was, but when I was years later, it's still there. You know, so this thing "keep off the grass." Only the lunatic goes on the grass. You've got to keep on do the thing. Come on. Games and daisy chains and maths. Got to keep the loonies on the path. The paper holds their folded faces to the floor, and every day the paper boy brings more. That's good.
Yeah. Don't know what else to say about that. I mean, the videos they showed during the concerts was like Reagan and Thatcher and all that, wasn't it? It's a sort of
in the Pulse.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's really what it's about, is it?
Just the lunatics, yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's show some lunatics. And if the dam breaks open many years too soon, and if there is no room upon the hill, and if your head explodes with dark forebodings too, I'll see you on the dark side of the moon.
Mm-hmm. There's just nothing to say. There's nothing to say about that. Yeah. You can't do anything else. That's madness. You're trapped. Anything else is crazy. You turn into Sid. Sid was, I mean, that was basically what it was. Sid wanted, I don't want to do this now. No, I'll do something else. I'm going to walk out randomly. Mid conversation with someone, I'm going to just walk off. Freedom! You raise the blade, you make the change, you rearrange me till I'm sane.
You lock the door and throw away the key. There's someone in my head, but it's not me. So this is sort of proto Shine On now, isn't it, really?
Yes. Yeah, that's explicitly about someone, yeah. And
it is sung in a very Syd Barrett sort of way. Very sort of light, nursery rhyme-ish.
It's a very Sid song, actually. Yeah, I'm sure that was the intention. I remember that was the song that was called Dark Side of the Moon.
And it almost makes you wonder if, they thought, well, maybe, there's obviously references to Sid here. Maybe they're thinking, we haven't done this justice.
I think, well, at this point anyway, Roger Waters was worried it was happening to him. So it is quite narcissistic in a sense.
Yeah.
He wasn't really seeing that Sid, he was thinking, that's Sid, oh no, is it going to happen to me as well? I think he did say it was Dark Side Arguments where he suddenly had a sort of breakdown and everything went distant and his hands felt too like baboons.
It's mad, isn't it? All that sort of... So, Wish You Were Here and The Wall all have their roots in this album.
Everything, he says this, everything after Dark Side was just about what... If the cloud bursts thunder in your ear, you shout and no one seems to hear. No one's listening.
If the band you're in starts playing different tunes, I'll see you on the dark side of the moon.
Yeah, that was the thing Sid genuinely did. Play a different tune. They were playing a song, he just played something else. Or just open strings. So...
I've just got to go take the biscuits out.
What about unwanted presents? I genuinely can't think of any. That's not just me being polite, I genuinely can't think of any, but unwanted presents must be a thing. I find toiletries quite useful.
My brother asked me the other day what do I want for Christmas.
Yeah.
I said socks.
Is it because you need socks though?
It is a little bit. I love socks. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of throwing all... Oh, well, first of all, I'm a fan of having entirely matching socks. Yeah. So you just have a drawer. I'm also a fan of throwing them all out and starting again, just buying a whole load of pairs.
I think I need to do that.
In the decadent West, buying socks. Too many socks. And then when we finish, we just throw them out.
It's like Superman 3.
Yeah.
He's never wore the same pair of socks in his life.
It's interesting, I don't know if this is the thing, we're shying away from brain damage a bit. We're not relating to it? That's interesting. Maybe that is interesting.
Maybe that is because that is a personal thing to them. Although, I mean, let's okay, yeah, you're right, let's have a look. I mean, do you ever question your sanity, Kev?
No. I worry about going mad. I do worry about it. I used to have this thing, I would wake up in the night and I used to see bugs. like a massive spider crawling across the floor, like that big. And I'd be awake enough to think, what? That's not really there. And I'd be like rubbing my eyes, like, where'd it go? Or I'll jump up and think there's a spider in the bed. That would used to happen. That went away. A few months ago, I was riding my bike. I think I said this. I was going on these. I did a lot of bike riding in the summer, and obviously there's bugs and things when you're riding your bike and you're riding through undergrowth. I keep the bike at my parents', so I have to walk to my parents to get the bike to ride back, and etc. And then I'll take my daughter for a ride. It means I ride more. So I'm in their downstairs toilet, and there's a spider on my belt crawling along while I'm sitting on the toilet. So I'm like, oh my god, jump up, flap around as you do, you know. It's not there. Oh my god, I am actually. And I had to take, I had to get undressed and everything, and it was not there. And I thought, oh fuck, I'm going mad. And so I came out of the toilet and sat down, and my dad just walked past and said, "Oh, there's a spider in the toilet." Not mad, it's fine. I think it is the biggest fear, losing control of yourself.
It is sort of,
because that's you, literally you not being there. That's the fear, isn't it? And not, you know, if your physically, if your neurons are firing in the wrong direction, everything will go crazy in your perception. Not only perceiving the outside world and not being able to, but also not being able to think. You know, that is terrifying. That's the biggest fear, really, isn't it?
Well, it does sort of. I think if you manage to survive getting into old age without getting caught by cancer or a heart attack,
yes,
I think you are kind of looking at.
Or a stroke.
It's quite likely that your perceptions will be altered at some point, and it will be considered sort of like medically not correct. You know, you will be considered having a mental condition. Yeah. It is almost inevitable that you are at some point.
Yeah, if nothing else fails, your brain will fail. That's yeah.
It is scary. I mean, I've a little bit of sort of experience with friends and stuff like that. Like there's one guy I knew who's had an episode quite recently. Proper paranoid. Like he had a proper episode.
What's it?
And I thought, I think he's come around a little bit now. But probably when I spoke to. It's weird, you know. I spoke to him on the phone, and there was just little things that weren't quite right.
Like he was a different person.
It just didn't tally. It didn't quite square up. Yeah, there's something wrong. I had to speak to him. Okay, is this guy all right? Because I've just had a conversation with him, and it just didn't seem right.
Right.
And he came back to me and said, no, he's having a few issues at the moment.
So you picked it up. You didn't know. You picked it up.
And obviously there's a guy I knew at uni who we were good friends with. Intelligent guy, sharp guy, had quite a natural he's naturally curious and very geeky, and we're pretty good friends. But I hadn't heard from him for a long time, and I spoke to him quite recently on Facebook. And there's just something. There's another thing. It's just there's like a dullness there. And I suspect something's happened, and he was, he had quite, I don't know how much I want to go into this. I don't think he'll watch it, but I mean, he had quite a tragic moment while we were at university, but he seemed to get through it. But now there's definitely something, there's not a sharpness there. He was quite acerbic, he could be quite. He introduced me to Bill Hicks, put it that way,
Right, yeah.
And he thought Bill Hicks was pretty cool, and that was his kind of humour. Now it's kind of very.
The spark has gone.
Yeah, spark has gone, and it's sort of like when you start experiencing these things. I don't even really want to go into the like my family and that, but I mean when you see it
it sort of knocks you back and you think, flipping it. How close am I?
Yeah.
To losing that grip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then sort of like you look around and you think, well, am I seeing this correct? You know, is this just me? Because when you see someone, they're so convinced that they're correct. You try and tell them something different, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's just none of it. That is their reality, yeah.
Yeah. There is a frog there.
And their reality is every bit as vivid to them as your reality is to you. So it's sort of like, well, actually, am I?
Are we all mad, or is Sid the same one?
And I do think there's a sort of collective. Not a collective. There is an element of collective brainwashing. So I think brainwashing is probably too strong a word, but the way we perceive things, you know, the way we look at things.
We're persuaded.
Yeah.
Okay,
so quite a light version is this bloody Jeremy Corbyn thing this week, where he said, "Stupid woman, stupid person."
Stupid woman. He says, look at that video. He says, "Stupid woman."
And I'm looking at this. These people are absolutely convinced that he said, "Stupid woman." Yeah. When I was actually watching PMQs when it broke, and the first thing I sort of thought, you know, when they started going on, I thought, no, he said "stupid person." Straight up, but I'm sympathetic to Jeremy Corbyn.
I saw the P. I didn't see the word.
No, the word is quite but I mean, then you've got people popping up who are lip readers or lip. I can't remember what.
The problem is half the lip readers.
Half the same one and half the same another, and you're like, well,
it makes no difference. It's the same as
You know, there is, but you know that the people on the other side are every bit as convinced as I am.
Yeah.
On the other side, like
it's. I mean, often with those things, you know, if you've got logic and reason and science on your side, you're right. You know you're right, but you know the probability is so much higher. But with this, it's just 50-50, really, isn't it? And we're biased one direction, they're biased in the other direction. Nobody is in the middle.
I mean, this is completely different. I don't think it is 50-50. I don't think it is a purely agnostic point of view, because he has come out and said, no, I said stupid people because. Yeah. And it is a reason, you know, it makes sense why you call them stupid people.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, okay, so yeah, if you look
can
at it
see
like that,
his reasoning, and you can see he would be thinking like that.
Yeah, so it makes more sense to conclude that he said stupid people. And it also makes more sense to conclude that they would say he was saying stupid people.
I mean, I've watched the whole thing unfold, yeah. It's 21 minutes of utter balminess, yeah.
Yes.
And
it's got so bad now.
Yeah.
And the pantomime...
It really was pantomime. You got person after person standing up saying, "I saw him say." I mean, how can you see someone say something?
I know what I saw. Yeah, and that is the thing. Oh, well, it doesn't matter what the evidence is. I remember this.
You know, I think I heard a fact once there was no such thing as, was it blue or red? The colour blue or the colour red? It was seen as a shade of the other sort of thing, and also. When people first came to America, the natives didn't see the boat on the horizon because they had no concept of
they couldn't see it. Yeah,
they literally couldn't see it.
Yeah.
So you know, our senses are so tuned to what we're expecting to see.
Yeah, which is and actually your brain is filling in a lot.
Yeah. So you know how much of what we are experiencing is actually real.
Yeah. Well, we know if I look at that celebrations, there's some celebrations there. I know there's a vacuum cleaner over there, but I can't actually see it. My brain is filling it in. So just that.
And because of that, we're amazingly reliant on our brain. And it can only take something simple like a poor night's sleep or something like that to
completely screw you over.
To affect the way we see things. So I think personally, I think the reason why I'm not engaged so much with brain damage is because it's actually... The music itself is quite light, quite friendly, but actually it's a very serious subject, and
it's actually presented quite lightly. A couple of years ago, I did try and watch Michael Palin's not Poltergeist. It was Around the World in 80 Days, wasn't it? The original one.
Yeah.
Really boring.
Is it?
I'm so disappointed because I really liked Long Way Round, which was the guy that looks like Richard Herring, Charlie Boorman,
and Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor on motorbikes going around the world. That's really good. That is.
I've never watched that.
And it's basically impossible what they wanted to do.
What do they want to do?
Ride motorbikes round the world from London to New York, but the wrong way around. The other way around. So through Siberia and everything.
Oh, that's pretty cool, isn't it?
It is really cool. And then there was a long way down when they went through Africa and it was alright. Oh god, it's disgusting! Ah! You should have done it.
It's nice. I mean, there's a lot of sugar in there, you see.
Which leaves Eclipse. All the things under the sun.
We're just wrapping up now.
The sun is eclipsed by the moon. And then the quote at the end is nonsense. There is no dark side of the moon, really. Matter of fact, it's all dark. Doesn't mean anything. I suppose it's just saying, well, we're all mad.
Well, yeah, I think it's saying there is. I mean, there are the very few light points in that album. It kind of, yeah. The dark side of the moon is the whole moon. Life is a pisser. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas! I have done this through a bit of a shield, actually. I think had we done this last week, I would have been more engrossed in it. And I'm feeling much worse now than I was last week for various stuff. I was quite depressed last night driving home from work. I felt really quite down. And I am fading away. I'm coming back. But I'm genuinely fading away. I no longer cook the meals at home. I've always cooked dinner for the last 15 years, and I've stopped doing it this year. I've stopped cooking, and now my wife does it, or my kids do it. And I practice the guitar twice a week instead of every day. 12 months ago it was every day, and that's faded as well. So I am fading away at the moment. I'm actually really struggling, but I'm coming back.
Is that work thing, or is that?
I think it's a work thing. I think so. Yeah.
Maybe it's a YouTube thing.
Because you have to keep doing it. And then, we've got to do the episode now, sorry. I'm not ready. Merry Christmas. Christmas Carol is the best. Is the Christmassy story. The Christmassy story, isn't it? And you should watch Muppet Christmas Carol because that's the best Christmas Carol. You should listen to Ring Out Solstice Bells and I Believe in Father Christmas and have a proggy Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll all be better in the new year.
It's all fine. It's fine. We're walking in the air.